From the heart of the nation's football league, tonight, the Neon Era enters its first true test. 2 games tonight, but only one defines the season. Welcome to Episode 4, the first Divisional Clash. 3 weeks into the Neon Era, and Tokyo has wasted no time announcing themselves to the nation's football league. In Week 1, the Tigers opened the season on the road and detonated the Detroit Motor Hydras 48-21, a statement win to begin a brand new chapter. Week 2 brought a gritty fight in Boston, but Tokyo stayed perfect, grinding out a 27-16 victory over the Boston Liberty Phantoms. And then, Neon Nation finally got their moment. Week 3, the first home game in franchise history, and Tokyo delivered a fireworks show. 58-17 over the Dubai Dune Scorpions, a blowout that shook the Neon Nation to its core. Now before we hit the field this week, let's go ahead and lock in our weekly strategy. For offensive abilities, we're going to be running Field General to enhance Brighton's command at the line and improve pre-snap reads. We're going to run Happier Feet, which will hopefully stabilize his pocket movement and reduce panic sacks. And then we're going to run People Movers, which should boost run blocking power for our interior and gap concepts. Then for defensive abilities, we're going to run Book and Busters, which empowers our edge rushers to win one-on-one matchups, No Fly Zone to tighten coverage and reduce those separation issues we were seeing downfield, and then Pressure Posse to increase pressure generation from all angles. For our play sheets, we're going to run, obviously, Shotgun 2-back, which is kind of our main identity set for balance, spacing, and misdirection, and then it will be complemented by West Coast for the timing, rhythm, and controlled passing, which will keep Brighton in command. On defense, we're going to run Deep Freeze to bring some deep shell coverage to limit explosive plays, and then of course our natural Master of Disguise to disguise our coverages to bait quarterbacks into mistakes. These 4 play sheets combined will give Tokyo the flexibility to dictate pace, disguise intentions, and hopefully continue to control the flow of every matchup. Alright, and now for injuries. For offense, we're going to be without wide receiver Kyle Looney, who's out with a left shoulder strain, and our backup left guard Eric Diaz with a dislocated right wrist. And then on defense, we're going to be without backup left edge LeBrian Hill, was a shoulder strain in a right shoulder. One of our defensive tackles, Connor Abraham, with a broken finger in his right hand. And then strong safety Earl Culver with a dislocated left wrist. So mainly just depth and backups and rotational pieces, but I wonder how that's going to affect how we've been playing these last couple of games. And then before we get started, we're going to jump into our community awards. So instead of doing it like where it says view weekly awards here, we're going to do all community feedback for this type of thing. So, because we're going to do each week our own team rather than see what the other league is or even ones that we get. So based off of the posts and the votes, this week, you, the community, made your voices heard. With 77% of the vote, quarterback Javon Brighton is our offensive player of the week. And with a dominant 90%, right edge Nick Scorton claimed Defensive Player of the Week honors. And now tonight, the journey continues. Game 1 takes us back on the road, this time to Oklahoma City. The Tornado Wranglers enter Week 4 at 2-1, coming off a dominant 35-14 win over the Milwaukee Iron Badgers. They're physical, they're disciplined, and they're looking to hand Tokyo its first loss. But our Neon Tigers have other plans. This is Week 4. Tonight, the journey continues. Game 1 takes us back on the road where the Tokyo Neon Tigers look to stay undefeated against one of the toughest, most unpredictable teams in the nation's football league, the Oklahoma City Tornado Wranglers, who enter Week 4 at 2-1, and they're coming off a dominant 35-14 win over the Milwaukee Iron Badgers. This is a team built on chaos and pressure and thrives on forcing mistakes and turning them into points. Oklahoma City brings a violent pass rush, a downhill run game, and a home crowd that knows how to make life miserable for facing quarterbacks. 3 wins behind them and a perfect record on the line. This is Week 4. Now the Neon Tigers defense takes the field, a unit that's been fast, disciplined, and relentless through the first 3 weeks. Oklahoma City brings the downhill run game and a quarterback who thrives on extending plays. This is where Tokyo leans on its identity. 1st and 10 for the Wranglers, and the Neon Tigers defense begins their first stand of the night. Pressure Posse and Book and Busters will fuel our edge rush. Ground Guardians will hopefully fortify the interior, and No Fly Zone will tighten the windows downfield. With Masters of Disguise and Deep Freeze giving Tokyo the ability to show one thing and play another. And after a 3-yard gain, we are sitting here now at a 2nd and 7 at their own 24-yard line. They're going to send a man in motion. Going to fake the handoff. Gets a throwaway. It's going to be caught. No, it's going to fall incomplete, and it's now going to be a 3rd and 7 down at the 24-yard line. They're going to come out in shotgun this time. They're going to send a man in motion. Send him back. QB looking to pass. He's got a clean pocket. Gets the pass off, and it's going to be caught on the sideline. That's going to be a first down by quarterback Lorenzo Stanley. I didn't catch the wide receiver's name there. But here we go now. 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Takes a snap, hands it off, and he's met and just gets leveled in the backfield by DeJuan McLean, who's making his presence felt right off the bat in this first series. It's a 1-yard loss on that carry, so it's now 2nd and 11 at the 43. Going to come out in empty backfield this time. Got trips to the top of your screen. Stay looking to pass, gets the throw off, and it's going to get an open receiver on the sideline. That's going to be another Tornado Wranglers first down up to the 41-yard line of the Neon Tigers. They're going to come out under center, offset I formation. Takes a snap. He's going to fake the handoff, gets the pass off to the left, and he's going to get tackled almost immediately. And that would have been, look like Will linebacker Mark Ellis on the stop there. So it's now going to be a 2nd and 10, no gain on that last play. Takes a snap, look, and he's going to go down, and that's going to be a sack. And what a great job by Darius Presley, our rotational piece for defensive tackle. He's really a D-tackle 3, but, man, he came in, and I don't know why he's in so early. Maybe it was just the formation scheme that we were running on that one. But, man, what a great job to get a sack on his first series of the game and already try to silence this home crowd. That's going to bring up a long 3rd and 18. Now back at the Neon Tigers' 49-yard line. They're going to go out in shotgun, halfback to the right. They're going to look to pass, clean pocket. He's able to get the throw off, but he's going to get tackled down. And that tackle is going to be by Cameron Peters, our Mike linebacker, and that's going to force a Tornado Wranglers punt. Now, Javon Brighton and the Tokyo offense will take the field for the first time tonight in Oklahoma City. 3 straight weeks of efficiency, balance, and explosive playmaking, and now they face one of the most aggressive front sevens in the league. Tokyo's going to open up with their normal identity, and what a run right off the bat, and Delonte Curry makes a man miss, and all the way down to the 40-yard line, 19-yard rush out of the gate. And we're hoping we're going to keep seeing that. Some inside zone runs, some quick timing throws, controlled spacing to keep this Wranglers pass rush honest. With up front, we got people movers and insider training to anchor the interior. And there's going to be another carry that's going to go for another first down by Delonte Curry. And he's picking up right where he left off. And we definitely need this to keep command in this hostile environment. But what a great job by our offensive star. Brighton with a beautiful pass over the middle. He gets blasted there. That's Hugh Fry, who had 10 receptions for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns last week in our blowout win against Dubai. And now here we go after that 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line of the NATO Wranglers. Brighton with the snap, hands it off, and that's going to be for a carry of about 5 yards, and that's going to be our backup halfback, Winters, Levi Winters on the carry. And now it's going to bring up another 1st and 10. Winters is in the backfield again to Brighton's left, or sorry, to his right. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Brighton across the middle, and he's had it. It looked like that was to Jeffries, but he drops it on contact, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now at the 34-yard line. Brighton's going to be in shotgun this time. He's got Winters in again to his left this time. He's going to hand it off to Winters, who has a hole up the zone, and he ends up falling down after a gain of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Cassidy's injured on the play for the Tornado Wranglers. So now here we go, 3rd and 8 at the 33. Brighton calling out adjustments at the line. Winters in the backfield. Brighton looking to pass, makes the move. He gets the pass off, and it's going to be called, and he's got some room, makes a man miss, and that's going to be Ben Morton, our rookie, with another Neon Tigers first down. So here we go now at the 16-yard line, just inside the red zone. Brighton with the snap. Got time, clean pocket, gets a throw off into the end zone, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be a touchdown by tight end Abdul Madden, who's been having one heck of a start to this season, and he's going to add to his touchdown total with the first one in this game to give the Neon Tigers a 7-0 lead on the road against the Oklahoma City Tornado Wranglers. All right, so 7:27 to go here in this first quarter. The Neon Tigers a 7-0 lead. The Wranglers have the ball, come out in I formation, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They're going to hand it off, and there's a huge hole up the middle for their halfback, who breaks the tackle, breaks the second one. He's running down the field, and that was a touchdown-saving tackle by strong safety DeJuan McLean. And, man, what a show there by that running back to break a couple of tackles and just race his way down the field. Luckily, McLean was able to catch him and save that touchdown, because that would not have been a good answer for this defense after our offense just went right down the field and put a score right through the throats of these Tornado Wranglers. But here they go now, dropping, and our defense is trying to get to them, but the quarterback's got to scramble away, and it's going to be 10, 15, about 20 yards almost on the scramble. And once again, our defense did not have a man for QB containment, and we paid for it. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line of the Neon Tigers. They're going to drop back. We send a rush. They set up a screen. They got a good blocker up there, and he's going to make the first man miss, and he gets into the end zone. And we have ourselves a 7-7 tie ball game here in Oklahoma City. All right, so after a quick answer score by the Tornado Wranglers, we have ourselves a 7-7 ball game. The Neon Tigers have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 38. Brian's going to take it, fake the handoff, gets a throw out. It's going to be caught by Ben Morton, who's going to make his way all the way down to the 38-yard line. Great job on that catch, and that was a gain of about 25 yards or so. And it's now going to be 1st and 10 on the other side of the field now. What a flip of field position in one play. And the Neon Tigers are once again on the move. 1st and 10 at the Tornado Wranglers 37. This one's going to be handed off to Curry, who's going to make it to the outside, and he's able to get a gain of about 10, maybe 11 as he falls forward just before he ran out of bounds. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at the 27. Empty backfield this time, Bright in shotgun. With the snap, clean pass. He moves around a little bit. He gets a pass off, and that's going to be called, and he's going to be knocked back, and that's Ben Morton with his 3rd catch of the game, and he's now over 50 yards in the 1st quarter. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 16, back inside the red zone. Winters to the left. We're going to hand it off to Winters, who's going to race his way up the middle, and then he gets blasted after a gain of about 7. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 now at the 8-yard line. And it looks like this is going to be an offensive shootout the way this game's going so far in this half. They're going to hand it off to Curry, who runs right up the middle, and he gets knocked down at the 3. And this is looking like it's going to be one physical game, even though it's probably going to be high scoring. 1st and goal now at the 3. Going to hand it off to Curry, who runs right up the middle for another Neon Tigers touchdown. And that's a 14-7 lead here in Oklahoma City. So Tornado Wranglers come out now, 1st and 10 after another Neon Tigers touchdown, down 14-7. 1st and 10 at their own 24 in shotgun with the snap. Clean pocket. We send a blitzer and we get to him. And there's going to be a fumble on the play, and it's going to be recovered by the Neon Tigers. The fumble is recovered by defensive tackle J.J. McLeod, and now it's a mixture of Nick Scorton, and I didn't see who the other person was to get in there to cause that strip sack there. Let's watch the replay on that. So there's Scorch in there. Who's the other one? That's number 38. So that would have been our strong safety, Tyler Delgado. Great job by this Neon Tigers defense. And now here we go, 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 15-yard line of the Tornado Wranglers. Already a 7-point lead. Brighton looking to pass, gets the throw off, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Pass intended for Ben Morton again. So that brings up a 2nd and 10. And we're going to try to make them pay with this turnover here. Bryden takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's met in the backfield this time. That's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 11 now at the 16-yard line. Right with the snap, quick throw out. He's got Levi Winters, who's got nothing but room, and he's going to get in for another Neon Tigers touchdown. And that's now going to be a 2-score, 21-7 lead for our Neon Tigers. All right, so after forcing Tornado Wranglers to punt, it's 1st and 10 now for the Neon Tigers at the 17-yard line. Be the last play of the first half. They're going to do a jet sweep, and it's going to be tackled for a gain of 1. And that's going to bring us to the end of the 1st quarter, where at the end of 1, it's the Neon Tigers 21, the Tornado Wranglers 7 in Oklahoma City. All right, now to start the 2nd quarter, it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Neon Tigers at their own 18-yard line. Bryden in shotgun. He's got, it looks like that might be Curry to his left, or sorry, to his right. Takes a snap, gets the throw off, and it's going to be called on the run. That's going to be tight end Abdul Madden on the catch. And that's just over 100 passing yards on the game already for Bryden, who's been looking like the 99 overall he is for the last, really, all 3 games, really. And that one's going to be called, and that's going to be Abdul Madden for another catch over on the sideline. And that's going to be a 9-yard gain on the play to bring up a 2nd and 1. Now at the 47, so close to midfield, in shotgun. Brighton calling out adjustments at the line. With the snap, he's moving around, gets the throw off, and it's going to be called on the run, and that's going to be Jeffries. Danny Jeffries, our slot receiver on that reception. And that's about a 36-ish yard reception down to the 15-yard line to bring up a 1st and 10. We're going to hand this one off, and that's going to be Curry running his way right up the middle, and he's going to finally go down at the 3-yard line. And he's just been having a career year as well, and he's got to be nearing 80 or 90 yards already in his first half. Now first and goal at the 3, Brighton in an empty backfield in shotgun. With the snap, gets a quick throw off, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown. And this one's going to be by backup tight end Antoine Brown. And he made himself known in the preseason, and he's had a couple of touchdowns here. Not many receptions, but I want to say that's his 3rd touchdown this season. So great job by our tight end rotations there. All right, so after another Neon Tigers touchdown and give them a 3-score, 28-7 lead, it's Tornado Wranglers ball. 1st and 10 at their own 26. Looking to pass, they get the pass off, and it's going to be called and get only a gain of 3 on the play. So to bring up a 2nd and 7 now at the 29-yard line. They're going to be in shotgun once again. They got 3 wide to the top of your screen. With the snap, looking to pass. Moving around, gets the throw off, and it's going to be called, and that's going to be a long reception. That's going to be about 36 yards, I want to say. It's now going to be a 1st and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers at the Neon Tigers 45. And maybe their offense is finally going to get some momentum going here because we've sucked the momentum right out of this home crowd. They're going to get that throw off, and it's going to be incomplete at the edge. That's going to be a breakup. Great job there by free safety Matthew Irwin. And it's now a 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Going to come out empty backfield, trips at the top of your screen. Just back, looking to pass, short throw, across the middle, and he fumbles and recovers his own fumble before it even hits the ground. But it's not going to matter as it's going to come back due to a holding call on the offense. And that's now going to be a 2nd and 20 at their own 45-yard line. In shotgun, looking to pass. Got time, gets the throw off, across the middle, and he's going to be overthrown incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 20. This time he's going to come out halfback to his left. It's going to be in shotgun. Going to send a halfback in motion out to the top of your screen. The snap. We only sent 3, so everybody's dropped into pressure. QB's looking. He had time. He gets the throw off, and he's able to just pierce the needle there. And he pierced 2 defenders with a perfect laser to Edwards. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Tornado Wranglers up at the Neon Tigers 23-yard line, and they're knocking on the door of the red zone here. 1st and 10 with the snap. They're going to hand it off. He's going to try to get to the edge, and it's not going to happen. That's Liatu Latu, our left edge on the stop there. He shut down that edge, and that's going to be a 3-yard loss on a play. And it's now going to be a 2nd and 13 at the 27-yard line. And I just love his name, Liatu Latu. It just sounds perfect for a football player. And this one's going to be a short pass. It's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. Now that's going to be a 3rd and 12. Got to be in shotgun. I have a feeling we might be sending somebody on this one. Yet we do send 1 blitzer, and we don't quite get to him. He gets a throw off, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete. And that's a great job by the defense there. And that was Cameron Peters, our Mike linebacker, on the stop, and that's going to force a field goal attempt. So this one's going to be from 42 yards out from the left hash. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it cut the Neon Tigers lead down to 18, and it's now a 28-10 Neon Tigers lead. All right, so after that field goal to make it an 18-point game, it's 28-10. Neon Tigers, who also now have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 28. Brighton with the snap, hands it off to Curry, who runs right up the middle. He couldn't quite break the first tackle. And sorry, that's not Curry. That was Winters on the carry. Guess they're giving Curry a rest. I mean, he's probably closing in on 100 yards already. But Brighton on the snap now. He's going to hand it off, and this one actually is going to Curry. Curry is in the game this time. And that's going to be a gain of a couple to bring up a 3rd and 5 now at the 33-yard line. Right in shotgun with the snap. Quick pass over the middle, and that's going to be caught. And that's going to be a Neon Tigers 1st down. That's Abdul Madden with another reception in the game. And is this going to be his blow-up game this season? We will see. 1st and 10 now at the 43-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to pass, gets the throw off, and he's got an open receiver, and that's going to be caught. And that's going to be another Neon Tigers 1st down. And that one's the rookie, Ben Morton. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at the Tornado Wranglers 35-yard line. Brighton's going to be under center. Curry's in the backfield. He hands it off to Curry, who's able to get to the edge and get up the field. That's going to be a gain of about 3 on the play, knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. We're now looking at a 2nd and 7, empty backfield this time for Brighton. Laycock's down to 7, takes a snap, quick throw out. He's got a wide open receiver, and that's going to be Danny Jeffries, our slot receiver, who had no one around him. And that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown. And that'll be a 35-10 decisive lead here for the Neon Tigers. All right, so after some back-to-back punts, it's now 1st and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers. Minute 50 to go. They're going to send a man in motion. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Great field position, best one they've had all game. Quick throw out. It's going to be called across midfield, and he's going to go down at the 35-yard line, but that's probably coming back. And it is. It's an illegal block in the back on the Tornado Wranglers. And that's got to bring it back, so it's going to be a 1st and 10 now at the 46-yard line. So they still get a first down out of it. So it looks like the block in the back was after they were able to get a first down there. So here we go, 1st 10 at the 46. Quick throw across the middle, and it's going to be caught but brought down immediately. And it's now going to be a 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2 on the play. They're at the 44-yard line now, the Neon Tigers. Looking to pass. We only send 3. He's going to try to scramble, and he's going to slide as just before he gets blasted by Tyler Delgado. We do have an injury on the play. That's Matt Bolden, our defensive tackle, too, on the play. That got injured. He's not going to the back, at least. He's only on the sideline, so hopefully he'll be back this game because he's a huge presence for us in the run game. So here we go now, 3rd and 4 for the Tornado Wranglers at the 40-yard line. In shotgun, halfback to the right. With the snap, hands it off to the halfback who runs right up the middle and has a huge gain. And it's going to be a first down all the way down to the 28-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about 11. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 28. Quick snap, no one in the backfield. And he's hit as he throws, but he's able to get in. That's going to be a completion out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And the Tornado Wranglers are now knocking on the door at the 15-yard line. In shotgun, halfback to the right. Calling out adjustments at the line. Takes a snap, looking to pass. He's got time, moves up in the pocket, throws, and it's going to fall incomplete. Great job by the defense there. That's Drew Bryant on the stop. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion now at the 15-yard line. Going to come out in a 2-back set here. Under center. Langley with the snap. Quick throw out. It's going to be called, and he's going to be brought down, and it's going to be a gain of about, about 4-6 on a play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 now at the 9. It's shotgun with the snap. Quick throw across the middle, and that's going to be a Tornado Wranglers touchdown. And that's by Burton the second, it looks like. And that's going to make it a 35-17 ball game. All right, so they decided to punt on their last possession, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line to start the second half. Neon Tigers with the ball. Curry breaks the tackle, and he's going to try to run, and he's able to get past the line of scrimmage and get a gain of about 4 on the play. And that's going to be a 2nd and 6 now. That's 71 yards on the ground so far this game for Delonte Curry. 2nd and 6, empty backfield. They're going 4 wide at the top of your screen. Brighton, with time, gets the pass off, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be, who was that caught that? It's going to be 19. That's Hugh Fry with his first reception of the game. And a great job on that catch to high point and still be able to pull it in with the defender right on him. So it's now going to be a 1st and 10 up at the 49-yard line. They have a 35-17 lead. Brighton under center, takes it and hands it off to Curry, who goes nowhere on the play. So that brings up a 2nd and 10. It looks like we might have Winters in there in the backfield now to the right of Brighton. Brighton with the snap, quick pass out. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. It looked like that was by Danny Jeffries. So it's now 3rd and 6. Brighton in shotgun. This time Curry's in the backfield. He's got time, gets the pass off. It's going to be caught for a first down and more. It's going to be a gain of about 12. And that's tight end Abdul Madden with another reception in this game. And we are now moving right down the field and getting close to knocking on the door of the red zone once again. 1st and 10 at the 36, empty backfield. You got trips at the top of your screen. Brighton looking for a keeper, and he tucks it and runs and ends up going down for a loss of 1 on the play. That brings up a 2nd and 11 now at the 38-yard line. Empty backfield. Brighton with the snap. Looking to pass. He's got time. Quick throw out to Curry on the run, or Winters on the run back release. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 7. Winters is to the right of Brighton. Brighton calling out adjustments at the line. With the snap, looking to pass. Curry's going to roll out, and Brighton's going to get blasted, and that's going to be the 3rd sack of the game for the Tornado Wranglers. And that's going to force a very long field goal attempt. So here we go now from 55 yards, but it'd be right down the middle. Let's see if our kicker Luke can do this. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And that 55-yard field goal on the leg of Talu's going to bring us to a 38-17 lead over the Tornado Wranglers. All right, so after that 55-yard field goal by the Neon Tigers to open up this half on their opening drive, it's now Tornado Wranglers ball, 1st and 10 at their own 33 with the snap. Moving out, gets the throw off, and perfect throw on the run, but it's going to fall incomplete. That pass is broken up by Tyler Delgado, our strong safety. He's been in quite a few plays this game, making himself known for this game. He hasn't been a big part of at least most of the plays I've called, at least for the last couple of games. He's been in a few, but not as many as this game so far. And that's going to be a stop. Great job there. That's going to be a combo tackle by Kerry Wolf, and it looked like that might have been Earl Culver. Or no, Earl Culver's out, so that must have been Carrington Valentine then, probably 24, not 34. And that one's going to be a stop. That one's by DeJuan McLean. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers now at the 46-yard line. Going to come out in offset I formation. Under center, they're going to hand it off to the halfback who runs right into a wall there. And that's going to be J.J. McLeod with a tackle for a loss. And it'll be a loss of 1 to bring up a 2nd and 11. Going to come out this time single back formation. QB's under center. With the snap, drops back to pass, gets a quick throw off, and it's going to be caught. And he had him beat, and Kerry Wolf was beat on the outside. And that's going to be a huge gain down to the 24-yard line for Burden. It's now 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Going to come out in a two-back set here, a two-back off set. Got to hand it off to the halfback who's going to get tackled after a gain of a couple by J.J. McLeod. It's going to be a 2nd and 5 now. They're at the 19-yard line, just inside the red zone. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff. It's going to be a QB keeper, and he's going to break the first tackle, and he's going to finally go down, and that's going to be Matthew Irwin, our free safety, on the stop. He was able to break the tackle of Darius Presley. 1st and goal now at the 7. Going to send the tight end in motion. With the snap, looking to pass. We get a blitzer, and that's Nick Scorton. He's able to get his first sack of the game. And great job by the defense. And Nick Scorton coming up when it matters the most, once again, like he has all 3 games this season. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and goal now at the 10-yard line. Going to come out in shotgun. With the snap, they're going to hand it off. He's going to run right up the middle, and he's going to run right into the waiting arms of Jamal Cameron, one of our backup DBs there. And that's going to be a gain of 8 on the play to bring up a 3rd and goal at the 2. We've had a pretty solid goal line defense. Let's see if we're able to get a stop here, and we do not. And that's going to be a NATO Wranglers touchdown. And that's going to be a 38-24 ball game now here in Oklahoma City. All right, so after that Tornado Wranglers touchdown, it's now a 14-point ball game. Neon Tigers still have the lead. And it's going to be a neutral zone infraction there by the defense to start off this series. Sorry, that'd be they're just going to call encroachment on this one. So it's now going to be a 5-yard penalty. So it's now 1st and 5 for the Neon Tigers with the 14-point lead at their own 37-yard line. 4:59 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Brighton in shotgun looking, gets the pass off, and it's going to be called, and that's going to be, who is that? Is that Hugh Fry? It's going to be another injury on the play for the Tornado Wranglers. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Got a halfback to his left. Takes the snap. Quick throw out, and that's going to be caught. Nothing but room, and that's rookie Ben Morton racing down this field, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown. What a play. No one around to stop him, and that's just going to be another 3-point lead or 3-score lead for our Neon Tigers. All right, so now after another Tornado Wranglers punt, it's 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers at the 47-yard line. Only need about 1 first down, and we'll be in field goal range already. We're going to send a man in motion, fakes the jet sweep, fakes the handoff, and he's going to go down. And that's the 4th sack of the game for the Tornado Wranglers. Their defense has been getting to Brighton, but we've been able to make more plays than they have, as we still have a 45-24 3-score lead here, with 2:52 to go here in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 17 out of the 17-yard loss. Empty backfield for Brighton, going 3 wide at the bottom of your screen. Brighton with the snap. Great pocket protection there. And that's going to be enough for, was that a first down? No, it's going to be a 3rd and inches, so they're going to call it a gain of 16.5. And it's now going to be a 3rd and inches at the 43-yard line of the Tornado Wranglers. Offset I formation, Brighton under center. Going to launch his way forward, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers first down at the 41-yard line. Brighton under center. Got Curry in the backfield. It's going to fake the handoff to Curry. Brent looking to pass, gets the throw off. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be Hugh Fry with his second reception of the game. That's going to be down to the 23-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of about 11. Bring up a 1st and 10 now. Brighton in shotgun. Got a halfback to his right. Got to fake the handoff to Curry. Throws a laser across the middle, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of 16 on the play. Going to bring up a 1st and 10 now at the 10. Apparently we can get a first down without a touchdown, even though it looks like that ball is inside the 10. But Brian's got to keep it. He's going to run his way forward, and that's going to be a QB scramble for a touchdown. And another huge 28-point lead for the Neon Tigers here in Oklahoma City. All right, so after you had another Neon Tigers touchdown, it's now 52-24. 48 seconds to go here in this third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers at their own 22. They're going to hand off, and he gets blasted by Tyler Delgado into backfield. That's going to be a loss of 1 to bring up a 2nd and 11 now at the 21-yard line. And this offense has had no real answers for this Neon Tigers defense, who's just been playing balls out all 3 games so far. And this will be the 4th game where they're just annihilating their opponent. Great job there. I mean, that was a huge run over. Looked like that was DeJuan McLean that got run over. And here at the end of 3, it's the Neon Tigers 52 and the Tornado Wranglers 24. So here we go now. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Tornado Wranglers down by a plenty. Game's pretty much out of reach, but anything could happen. And hand off to the halfback who's going to run up the middle. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the play. That stop was by J.J. McLeod. So after that gain of 6, it's now 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line. They're going to come out in shotgun. Halfback to the left. QB waiting for the snap. Has it. Hands it off. He's going to run right up the middle. Has a hole. He gets a first down. Shakes the defender. He's finally going to get brought down after a gain of about, 22-ish? And that's going to be up to the 38-yard line now. 1st and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers, and they're once again knocking on the door of the red zone, but they haven't been able to do much this game. And that's going to be a sack, and that's the 5th sack by the Neon Tigers. And that's Darius Presley in there for his 2nd sack of the game. What a great game defensively for Darius Presley today. That's a 3-yard loss on the play. It's now 2nd and 13 at the 41-yard line. They're going 3 wide at the top of your screen. They're going to send their halfback in motion to the bottom. Looking to pass. He's going to lob one up, and it's going to be intercepted. And the Neon Tigers are going to try to return it, but don't get very far. They're going to get up to about the 32-yard line. But what a great job on that interception by free safety Matthew Irwin. He read that ball perfectly. And now it's Neon Tigers' ball at their own 32-yard line. So essentially that looked like a punt and from bad field position. But here we go. Going to hand it off to Curry, that's Winters, and that's going to come back due to a holding call most likely. Oh, it's going to be a block in the back again. Who's it on this time? Slot receiver Danny Jeffries. Okay. Going to bring up a 1st and 14 now at the 28-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Got a halfback to his right or left. Takes a snap. Has time. He's got to scramble his way forward. Throws on the run. And it's going to be Colton. That's going to be a gain of 9. And that's Javon Brighton over the 400-yard mark. 2nd and 1. Hands it off to Curry, who's got a huge open lane, and he's just going to keep running. And he's going to go down the sideline, down to the 6-yard line. He's finally brought down. Touchdown-saving tackle there, but he's over the 100-yard mark for the game. They're going to come out in I formation now. Going to hand it off, fake the handoff. It's going to be a quick throw, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete. That pass was almost reeled in, but it was ended up getting dropped. So now 2nd and goal at the 6. We're going to send Jeffries in motion, fake the sweep. We're going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to try to make his way forward, but he could not. And sorry, that's going to be Winters on that carry. That's going to be a loss of maybe 1 or 2 on the play. That brings up a 3rd and goal now at the 5-yard line. And Brian's going to be in shotgun. Got a halfback to his left. Has a snap, looking, quick pass out. And that's going to be caught. And that's going to be Abdul Madden for his 3rd touchdown of the game. And this game is all tight ends, as we've got 3 touchdowns for Abdul Madden and 1 touchdown for tight end 2, Antoine Brown. What a job. And that's now a 59-24 game. All right, so after another Neon Tigers touchdown, it's 59-24. You got 10:49 to go here in this game. 1st and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers at their own 31-yard line. Going to send a man in motion. With the snap, looking to pass, quick throw on. It's going to be overthrown, incomplete. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Tornado Wranglers. To come out in shotgun once again, you've got three receivers top of your screen. They're going to fake it. It's going to be a QB keeper, and he's going to run right at the middle. It's going to be a gain of 10, maybe more. It's going to be a gain of about 29 yards on the ground by the QB. And that's one thing I've noticed is one of our biggest weaknesses is we cannot stop agile runners as far as quarterbacks are concerned. Every QB we face that's that agile has burned us when we don't have a spy in there. This one's going to be handed off for a gain of 0 on the play. Great job there by, who was that? Cameron Peters on the stop. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now at the midfield. Going to come out under center, single back formation. Send him in motion, takes a snap, looking to pass, has time. And he was hit as he threw. Let's see what the penalty is, and it's going to be a hold, so that's why it didn't end up a sack. That's going to be on right tackle, Matthew Swartz, and that's going to bring him a 2nd and 20 now at the 40-yard line. Takes a snap, quick throw across the middle. It's going to be intercepted once again, and this one might be able to be returned, and that's going to be Mike linebacker Cameron Peters running all the way in for a Neon Tigers defensive touchdown, and that's going to be our highest scoring game of the year now with that defensive score, and that's going to make this a 66-24 ball game. All right, so here we go now. 8:21 to go in the game. 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers, 66-24 lead. Brian's going to hand it off to Curry, who stiff arms the first tackler and could not break through the second. It's going to be a gain of nothing. He's able to get back to line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 now at the 44-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Going to have Curry to his left. Takes the snap. Great block there by Curry. Gets the throw off, and it's almost intercepted. It's going to fall incomplete. What a break for our offense there. It's now 3rd and 10. Offset I formation. Curry with the snap. Makes the handoff, gets the throw off as he's hit. It's got to be called, and it's going to be down to the 41-yard line, a gain of 13 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now at the 41-yard line. In shotgun. With the snap. Quick throw out. It's going to be tipped away incomplete. Great job by the Tornado Wranglers defense to get a hand up there. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now at the 41-yard line. Brighton in shotgun with the snap. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to get met in the backfield. That's going to be maybe a gain of 1 on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 9 now at the 41-yard line. Brighton in shotgun once again. With the snap, looking to pass, gets the throw off. It's going to be caught, and he'll get knocked down. That's Jeffries, but he'll be short of the first down marker, and that's going to lead to another Neon Tigers field goal attempt. This one's going to be from 50 yards in the right hash. He's already made 1 this game from 55. He's only missed 1 all season, which was from 59 or 60 yards. This kick is up, and this kick is good. And that's a 69-24 Neon Tigers lead here in Oklahoma City. And that's it. And the final. Tokyo Neon Tigers 69, Oklahoma City Tornado Wranglers 24. And the Neon Tigers do it again. And tonight, they do it in overwhelming fashion. A dominant performance on the road and the most explosive offensive showing of the Neon era so far. Javon Brighton was in complete command, spreading the ball, controlling the tempo, and carving up the Wranglers defense from the opening drive to the final whistle. The run game was efficient, the receivers were electric, and the offensive line, powered by people movers and field general, kept the pocket clean the majority of the night. Defensively, Tokyo brought relentless pressure, bookend busters and pressure posse collapsed the edges, and no-fly zones shut down the perimeter most of the game. And the Tigers forced mistake after mistake as the game slipped away from Oklahoma City, including a pick 6. This wasn't just a win, this was a statement that Tokyo can go on the road, face a winning team, and impose their identity from start to finish. With this victory, the Neon Tigers remain undefeated and now will turn their attention to their biggest moment yet. Next up is their first divisional matchup in franchise history, the Shanghai Jade Dragons. A battle for early control of the East Division and a chance for Tokyo to prove that they belong at the top of the NFL universe. Final score once again, Tokyo 69, Oklahoma City 24. The Neon era rolls on. All right, stats this game. We had Javon Brighton with a 155.1 pass rate, 29 of 37 for 434 yards and 6 touchdowns. For rushing, Delonte Curry, 19 carries for 146 yards and a touchdown with 3 broken tackles and a long of 52. Levi Winters had 7 carries for 32 yards. Javon Brighton had 2 carries for 12, and Hugh Fry had 1 for 1. Receiving, Hugh Fry had 8 receptions for 98 yards. Abdul Madden had 7 for 84 and 2 touchdowns. Ben Morton had 6 for 133 and a touchdown. Danny Jeffries had 5 for 95 and a touchdown. Levi Winters had 2 for 21 and a touchdown. Antoine Brown had 1 for 3 yards and a touchdown. Defense, let's see, solo tackle leader was J.J. McLeod, had 5 tackles. The assist leader was DeJuan McLean with 6. Total tackles led the way was DeJuan McLean with a total of 9. Tackles for a loss was Liatu Latu with 3. And Darius Presley also had 3. And for sacks, we had 2 by Darius Presley, 1.5 by Nick Scorton, 1 by Liatu Latu, and a half sack by Tyler Delgado. For interceptions, we had 2, 1 by Matthew Irwin, and then 1 by Cameron Peters that was returned 42 yards for a pick 6. And then kicking, Tyler Loop was 2 for 2 with a long of 55 yards and converted all 9 of his extra point attempts. We're going to get an upgrade for that game, so it's going to be defensive tackle Darius Presley with an upgrade. We're going to upgrade his power rusher. It's going to boost him up to an 88 overall with the +4 with moral and tempo. He's got to get +3 to finesse moves, +2 to play rec and hit power, and +1 to block shedding, power moves, and tackle. A strong safety, Tyler Delgado, ended up breaking his toe, and he is now out for 3 to 7 weeks. That's unfortunate. So now we've lost 2 of our 3 strong safeties. Hopefully we get Culver back since he's week to week with a dislocated wrist, so we'll see how that goes next week. But that will be it for week 4. I will see you guys over in our first divisional matchup in week 5 against the Shanghai Jade Dragons. With the win in Oklahoma City, the Neon Tigers improved to 4-0 and remain in first place in the East Division. But the night isn't over, because now we return home to Neon Nation for the biggest test of the season so far. Our first divisional showdown against the divisional opponent, the Shanghai Jade Dragons. Shanghai enters at 1-3, sitting at the bottom of the division, and coming off a tough 23-20 loss at home to the Chicago Windforge Golems. They're desperate, they're dangerous, and they know a win tonight could flip the entire divisional race. But inside the Neon Den, Tokyo stands undefeated, 4-0, first place, and ready to defend their home turf. So let's go ahead and jump into our weekly strategy for this week. We're going to be running Field General to enhance Brighton's pre-snap reads against a disguise-heavy defense, Happier Feet to stabilize pocket movement and Shanghai's edge speed, and then People Movers to boost run blocking to control the line of scrimmage. And then for defensive abilities, we're going to use Bookend Busters to empower Scorch and the edges to keep collapsing the pockets like they have been all season, No Fly Zone to keep that tight coverage against that perimeter speed that Shanghai has, and then Pressure Posse to generate heat on Shanghai's timing-based offense. For play sheets, we're once again going to go with West Coast play sheet for a rhythm timing control passing to neutralize the speed that Shanghai's defense does come with. And then, of course, our identity, which is the shotgun 2-back play sheet for balance, spacing, and misdirection. For defense, we'll also keep running Deep Freeze for our deep shell coverage to prevent explosive perimeter plays, and Master of Disguise to confuse Shanghai's quick read offense. These 4 play sheets will give Tokyo the structure to dictate tempo and force Shanghai into uncomfortable situations. So let's go ahead and submit this in. All right, so the injury report for this week for us is we have no offensive players out, so we have our entire offense. And on defense, we have everyone back except for Tyler Delgado, who got injured in the game last week against the Tornado Wranglers. He is out with a broken toe on his left foot. And for upgrades, we got an upgrade for our left edge, Jimmy Osborne. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade his speed rusher. Gets him up to 79 overall, and let's see what upgrades we get. +2 to finesse moves and +1 to pursuit. So I will take that. That's a pretty decent set of upgrades with only 2. And then Will linebacker Jeremiah Green. We will upgrade his pass coverage. That's going to get him up to 74 overall. And it's going to increase man coverage by 3, zone coverage by 2, and awareness by 1. All right, I will see you guys inside the Neon Den for week 5 against the Shanghai Jade Dragons. After a dominant win on the road, the Neon Tigers return home for a moment that will define the early season. Tonight marks Tokyo's first ever divisional matchup, a clash for control of the East Division. The opponent, the Shanghai Jade Dragons, a team built on speed, discipline, and precision. A team that punishes mistakes and thrives on chaos. Shanghai may sit at 1-3, but they are far more dangerous than their record suggests. They're fast, they're physical, and they're coming to Tokyo with nothing to lose. But inside the Neon Den, the lights are brighter, the crowd is louder, and the Tigers, undefeated at 4-0, are ready for their biggest yet. 2 teams, 2 identities, 1 divisional showdown. This is the first divisional clash. The stage is set inside the roaring Neon Den, the atmosphere electric for Tokyo's first divisional game in franchise history, and the Neon Nation is on their feet, and the game is now on. And the Neon Tigers will kick off to the Shanghai Jade Dragons to start the game, along with the Neon Tigers defense now taking the field, a unit that's been fast, disciplined, and relentless through its first 4 weeks. Shanghai's offense is built on timing, perimeter speed, and quick strike plays. This is where Tokyo leans on its identity: pressure, disguise, and airtight coverage, as seen here on the first play of the game that falls incomplete. With pressure posse and bookend busters to fuel the edge rush, no fly zone to tighten the windows downfield, and master of disguise mixed in for coverages to force hesitation, the Neon Tigers defense is ready for their first stand of the night. And here we go with the 3rd and 8 at the 25-yard line. Could be a first 3 and out to start it. Let's see what happens. Shanghai in shotgun with this one, looking to pass. Clean pocket, gets the throw off. It's caught, and he's going to go down and just gets enough for a first down. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Jade Dragons at the 33-yard line. They're going to come out under center this time. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Takes it, it's going to hand it off to the halfback who tries to make some moves, but it couldn't get very much. Devontae Hopkins gets about 3 yards on the carry. So it's now 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line. Going to come out in shotgun. Got a halfback to the left. Sends a man in motion. Takes a snap, looking to pass. Clean pocket, gets a throw off. It's going to be caught, and he's going to be hit immediately. And that's going to be a tackle. Let's see, who was 59? I forgot. 59 is Mark Ellis, our will linebacker, on the stop there. So it's now 3rd and 2 with the snap, looking, gets the throw off, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete. And great job by Carrington Valentine there on the stop to force a Jade Dragons punt. And now here comes Javon Brighton, the Tokyo offense, taking the field for the first time in this divisional showdown. Shanghai brings speed at every level. Edge rushers who fly off the ball, corners who challenge every route, and a defense that thrives on forcing mistakes. Tokyo's going to open with the West Coast rhythm and shotgun two-back balance, with quick timing throws, inside zone, and concepts designed to slow down Shanghai's aggression. And there's Delonte Curry with 19 rushes for 146 yards and a touchdown last week, and we're hoping to get him started again here. So as we begin our first offensive drive of this first divisional class, that's 7 yards on that first carry. It's 2nd and 3 now at the 22. Brian calls for the snap, hands it off to Curry, who's going to get to the edge, and he's going to rumble his way forward, and that's going to be a gain of 8 yards, 15 yards on the first 2 carries of the game for Curry, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers. The Neon Tigers come out this time in shotgun. Got Curry to the left of Brighton. Brighton with the snap, that's Winters in there. Brighton's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass was intended for Morton on the play. He could not come down with it, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now at the 30-yard line. Brighton's once again going to be in shotgun. You've got 2 receivers at the top of your screen, so it looks like there's only 1 on the bottom, maybe 2. I couldn't see a second one. Crosser over there, but he's going to send it short down there, and it's going to be caught for a gain of a couple on the play to bring up a 3rd and 1. Brighton's going to come out under center this time, single back formation. Brighton with the snap, drops back to pass. Quick pass across the middle, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be caught by Hugh Fry, our number 1 wide receiver. And it's going to be another Neon Tigers first down. We're now across midfield for a 1st and 10 at the Jade Dragons 43-yard line. Brighton, empty backfield this time, going 4 wide at the top of your screen. Brighton with the snap, clean pocket, moving up, gets the pass off as he's hit, and it's going to fall incomplete. Pass was intended for halfback Delonte Curry on the play there. So 2nd and 10 now at the 43-yard line. Brighton's going to be in shotgun. You got a trip package there. Looks like a trip tight end bunch set almost. Brighton with time gets the throw off. It's going to be caught, and he'll be brought down after a gain of 7 on the play. Great job by the defense to be there as soon as the pass got there. So now with the 3rd and 3 at the 36-yard line. See what Brighton and his offense can do. Brighton in shotgun. Takes a snap, looking to pass, and he's going to scramble his way forward, and he's going to stretch it out. He's going to get a first down. That's another Neon Tigers first down. This drive will continue. So here we go now. 1st and 10 at the 33. Brighton's going to come in under center, single back formation. Going to take it. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to get blasted up the middle. He does get a gain of 2. I'm surprised he held on to that ball. Thank goodness he did. It's now 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line. Brighton once again in shotgun. It looks like that's Winters. Or no, that is Winters checked in, but he's going to throw it to the left instead. And that's going to be called, that might have been Hugh Fry once again. I didn't see what number that was. And now it's going to be Brighton in shotgun. Takes a snap. Curry was in the backfield with him, but he's going to throw it out, and that's going to be called, and that's going to be a gain of a couple by Brian Thomas Jr., and that's going to bring up another Neon Tigers first down to the 17-yard line now. Now they're going to come out on a shotgun two-back set here. Going to fake the handoff. Brighton has time, throws it. It's going to go to Abdul Madden, who breaks the first tackle, and he's going to go down at the 3-yard line. And the Neon Tigers are knocking on the door with their first drive of this game. First and goal at the 3-yard line. We're at 6 minutes to go here in this first quarter. It's still 0-0 right now, but the Neon Tigers are going to punch it in with the diving touchdown by Levi Winters. And that's a 7-0 lead for the Neon Tigers here at the Neon Den in front of Neon Nation. All right, so after the first touchdown of the game, the Neon Tigers have a 7-0 lead. It's now Jade Dragon's ball. First and 10 at their own 22. I formation. They're going to try to pass it. And it's going to go out of bounds, incomplete. And it's now 2nd and 10 at the 22. And that was Liatu Latu. There looks like Garden on the attempt. Now 2nd and 10. Takes a snap. Quick throw out. Open receiver. Shoots up the middle. And that's going to be a gain of 15 yards. And a 1st and 10 for the Jade Dragons, who are in their shimmering gold helmets today. Going to come out under center, single back formation, fakes the handoff. He's getting chased. He's going to pass out. It's going to be brought down almost immediately, and that's Mark Ellis on the tackle. So that's going to be a gain of 2 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 8 now at the 39-yard line. Empty backfield this time. You got trip set, tight set at the top of your screen. They're going to throw it out to the halfback. That's going to be a receiver. I thought it was a halfback going out on a wheelroute of such. But it's going to be a gain of 3 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 5 now at the 43-yard line. Shotgun, halfback to the right, takes a snap. Quick throw across the middle. It's going to be called, and that's going to be a Jade Dragons first down. And now J.J. McLeod is going to be injured. He's holding his foot. That is not good. We do not want to lose McLeod. He's been a force in every game. And he's hobbling up to the trainer table, so hopefully we're able to see him back in the game. But here we go now, 1st and 10 at midfield for the Jade Dragons. They're going to come out in single back formation this time. The QB under center with the snap. They're going to hand it off, try to run out the middle, and he's going to be tackled, and that's Darius Presley on the stop there, and a tackle for a loss of 3, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 13 now at the 47-yard line. They come out in shotgun this time, halfback to the left. Takes a snap. We only send 4. Quick screenplay setup, but great block there by the Jade Dragons, and he's able to get a gain of about 10 to bring up a 3rd and 3, and one of our defenders just got manhandled on that play. So now on this 3rd and 3 play in shotgun, Jade Dragons at the 44-yard line with the snap, looking to pass. Great pancake, halftime. That's going to be a first down and a little bit more. Gain of 5 on that reception there. And it's now a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Just over 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Jade Dragons in shotgun with the snap, quick throw out. And he's got blockers, but it's not going to matter. They're going to come in waves. And that's Mark Ellis on the stop. And Jeremiah Kerr had 11 receptions for 132 yards and a touchdown last week, so we want to make sure we're slowing him down. We do not want him to get started. So here we go now, 2nd and 6 after that gain of 4 at the 35 in shotgun with a snap. Our defense is almost getting to him. He's able to escape the pressure and get a completion. That's going to be a gain of 2 on the play. During a 3rd and 2. And that was Liatu Latu bearing down on the QB on that play, but right before he got it off. Empty backfield this time. He's got the snap. He's going to try to scramble forward. He's got to scramble forward and dive as he had Mark Ellis waiting there for him. It's going to be another Jade Dragons first down, though. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of the Neon Tigers. Jade Dragons calling out adjustments at the line in shotgun this time. 3 wide at the top of your screen. Quick throw out to the halfback who rolled out, did a spin move around Liatu Latu, and he's going to go down with a combination tackle of Harry Wolf and Angelo Corona, it looked like on the play there. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 now at the 23-yard line after that gain of 3. In shotgun, halfback to the right. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's the Tokyo Neon Tigers 7 and the Shanghai Jade Dragons 0. All right, so now to start the second quarter, 2nd and 7 for the Jade Dragons, 23-yard line. In shotgun, halfback to the left, takes the snap, looking, clean pocket, gets it off. It's going to be called, and that's going to be first down. He pushes off the first defender. That's Kerry Wolf that got just pushed off on that play. That's going to be a gain of about 12 on the play to bring up a 1st and 10 now at the 13-yard line. So they're knocking on the door. They're inside the red zone with the snap. Quick throw out. He's got a blocker, but it's not going to matter. DeJuan McLean read the play and was there to stop him after a short gain of 3. It's now 2nd and 7 at the 10-yard line. In shotgun, once again, halfback to the right. With the snap, looking to pass, but we send a blitzer, and we're going to get to him. And that's going to be Drew Bryant, our Sam linebacker, in on the blitz. And that's going to be a huge loss on a play and bring up a 3rd and 16 now at the 19-yard line. So what are they going to do on this long play? Takes a snap, 3rd and 16 at the 19, looking. He's got a scramble on. It's going to be another sack, back-to-back sacks. And this one's going to be by our right edge, Nick Scorton. And that's going to force a Jade Dragons field goal attempt. This one's going to be from 44 yards out from the left hash. The kick is up, and the kick is blocked. And the kick got blocked, and the Neon Tigers recovered. And what a block. Who blocked that? Who was that? Number 4. So that was going to be Sean Colbert, our CB number 4, on the block. And that's going to lead to no points and a turnover. And the Neon Tigers have all the momentum they need at home and already have a 7-0 lead. And what is this offense going to do with response to our special teams getting a block? They're going to come out now. Shotgun formation, 1st and 10 at the 30. With the snap, hands it off to Winters, who's going to run up the middle. That's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. Brian Thomas is over there talking some trash to a couple of players. 2nd and 5 now at the 35-yard line. Single back formation, Brighton under center. Looks like that might be Curry back in the backfield again. It is. It's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to try to get to the edge. Stiff arms a man and only gets a gain of about 1 on a play. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 now at the 36-yard line. Going to come out 3 wide at the bottom of your screen. Brighton in shotgun with, that looks like Winters to his right. It's going to be a pass out to Winters. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be a Neon Tigers first down up to the 45-yard line. Great reception there by Levi Winters. So 1st and 10 out at the 45 in shotgun. Looks like that might be Curry back in there again to the right. He's going to fake the hand. No, that's Winters still, but he fakes it off. He's going to throw across the middle. He's going to have Ben Morton wide open down the middle of the seam there. And that's going to be a gain of about 19 on the play to bring up a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Brian's going to be in shotgun. Now Curry's in there to his right. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws it to Brian Thomas, who's going to go nowhere. He does get 1 off of it, but it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 now at the 31-yard line. Going to be in shotgun. Curry behind him. He's going to shift a man in motion. That's Abdul Madden moving. Abdul Madden's going to run across now to the other side of the formation. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who runs right into a defender, and that's going to be a loss of 2 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 11 now. We are in field goal range at least, so this time we're going to come out empty backfield. We're going 3 wide at the top of your screen. Curry, quick throw. He has blockers. That's Ben Morton, who just gets leveled at the 28, and that's going to force a Neon Tigers field goal attempt. So this one for Tyler Loop is going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. He's only missed 1 all season. Let's see if he keeps that going. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Neon Tigers have a 10-0 lead over the Jade Dragons here at home. All right, so here comes the Neon Tigers, 1st and 10, and I guess they were the ones calling the timeout. So it's 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. They're up 10-0. With the snap, empty backfield, looking to pass. They throw it across the middle, and it's going to be caught by Brian Thomas just across midfield. And that's going to be a gain of about 20 on the play. And that's going to bring a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They're going into hurry-up mode. Brian's calling out adjustments at the line. Waiting for the snap. Snaps off. He gets it. He has time. Throws it. It's going to be highballed and caught, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers first down. And they're down to 5 seconds, so they will call their final timeout, and this is going to bring out the field goal unit. So here we go now. This is going to be a 53-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Let's see if Tyler Loop's able to put this one in. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Neon Tigers take a 13-0 lead into halftime. All right, and the Jade Dragons are going to kick off the ball to start the second half. The kick is away. Kick's going to be fielded by Jamal Cameron, who's going to bring it up. And, oh, what a hit. And he's got a fumble. And it's going to be recovered by the Shanghai Jade Dragons. After the fumble on the kickoff, it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Jade Dragons at their own, or at the Neon Tigers 26-yard line. They're going to be in shotgun, halfback to the left. Going to take the snap. We're only going to send 4. He's going to move forward. He's going to scramble through past the 20 and slide down at the 18, just shy of the first down. Going to be a 2nd and 1 now for the Jade Dragons at the 18-yard line. They're going to come out in offset I formation. QB's under center. Going to send a man in motion, bottom of the screen to the top. takes a snap. He's going to hand off to the halfback, who's going to run right into the waiting hands of Kerry Wolf, our corner. And that's going to be a gain of nothing to bring up a 3rd and 1, and there'll be an injury on the play. Looks like their halfback got a little shaken up on contact there from Kerry Wolf. Looks like he might be cramping or something in his left quad. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 now at the 18. They're going to come out in the offset I formation, opposite of what was on the last play. Going to take it, hand it off to the halfback, who's got a hole right up the middle, and he's going to run up, and it's going to be a flag on the play. Let's see what this is going to be. It's going to be holding on the offense, so what was a first down is now going to turn into a 3rd and 11 now at their own 28-yard line. A hold by tight end Terry Cromer. With the snap, looking to pass, has time, gets it. He's going to catch it, but he's going to be just short of the first down marker to be 4th and inches at the 17-yard line. And now they'll have a decision to make here at the 17-yard line. And they're going to go for it on 4th and inches at the 17 in shotgun with the halfback to the left. With the snap. Quick pass out. It's going to fall incomplete, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. And the Neon Tigers defense is able to hold off a scoring onslaught from the Jade Dragons and not allow any points after that turnover. So let's see what this offense can do now for their first drive of the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 17, 13-0 lead. In shotgun, takes a snap. We're going to fake the handoff to Curry. Quick throw out. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of about 10 on the play. They're going to call it a 2nd and inches, and that's by a tight end, Abdul Madden, on the catch. So now 2nd and inches at the 27. They come out, shotgun. Got Curry to his left. 3 wide at the top of your screen, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, and that's actually Winters in, and he's going to throw it to Abdul Madden, and that's going to be another reception for Madden this game. That's going to be a first down now up to the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 now at the 35 in shotgun, 3 wide top of your screen. Going to hand it off to Winters, who could not make it to the edge. He does make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a 2nd and 10 after no gain on that running play. They're going to call a full audible at the line of scrimmage. They were going 3 wide at the bottom of your screen. Now they've got 4 wide at the top of your screen. Empty backfield. Brighton takes a snap. They send a blitzer, and they're going to get him, and Brighton's going to go down in a sack, and that's going to be a loss of 7 on the play. And it's going to be a 3rd and 17 now for the Neon Tigers at their own 28-yard line. And this second half is not looking like a good start for the Neon Tigers. Brighton with the snap, looking, got time. He's going to throw a deep ball. He's got a receiver who holds on to it, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be a long completion to Brian Thomas Jr. down to the 17-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 60 yards on the play to bring up a 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. What a catch by Brian Thomas there. And now on this 1st and 10, they'll be in shotgun. Brighton with time, looking, gets the ball out. It's got to be caught, and it's going to be dropped. Abdul Madden had it, but he dropped it. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 17. Brighton empty backfield, 4 wide at the bottom of your screen. Brighton deep drop. Looks like a screen step. Great block there to cause that great shake and bake there. And that's going to be Curry down at the 1-yard line. 16-yard gain on the play. And the Neon Tigers are knocking on the door to take a 3-score lead here. They're going to come out in I formation. Brighton under center. Hands it off to the fullback Colbert, who could not force his way in. He's going to get stopped at the line. 2nd and goal now at the 1. They're going to come out in single back formation this time. It's just Curry in the backfield. Brighton under center, takes it, hands it off to Curry, who has a hole, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown, and another one in the books for Delonte Curry, and that's going to be a 20-0 lead here at home for the Neon Tigers. They're going to go for 2, so it actually won't be 20-0. Let's see if they're able to get this in shotgun. They hand it off to Winters, who's going to run right up the middle, and it's good. They convert the 2-point attempt, and it's now 22-0. All right, and after the 2-point conversion, my mathing wasn't mathing. It is actually 21-0. They were at 13. So now with that snap, they're going to fake the handoff, throw it out. It's going to be caught, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. Great hit there by, who was that, Kerry Wolf, to only allow a gain of 5 on that reception there. So 2nd and 5 now at the 33 for the Jade Dragons, down 21-0. 8:20 to go here in his third quarter. He's going to throw a nice touch pass, and it's going to fall incomplete. Great job to break that up by Carrington Valentine on the play. So it's now going to bring up a 3rd and 5 at the 33. Our defense has been able to shut out Shanghai this entire game so far. Haven't allowed much movement. Has done a great job. Let's see what they're able to do on this 3rd down. And they're able to get a first down. Leatu Latu couldn't quite get to the QB. He was almost there, but Kerry Wolf was going to get the tackle there finally at the 48-yard line. So that's going to bring up a new set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Jade Dragons. QB in shotgun, takes a snap, looking to pass. We send 4. He gets it off. Short little dump down pass. And it's going to be complete for almost a gain of 10. It's going to bring up a second and inches now at the 38-yard line of the Neon Tigers. And the Jade Dragons are getting some of the best field position they've had all game, and they're on the move. Offenses look like it's getting some momentum. Quick throw, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete. And once again, that's Carrington Valentine in coverage there to bring up a third and inches. They're going to come out in I formation this time. And it's going to be a QB sneak right up the middle, and that's going to be another first down for the Jade Dragons. So 1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line. 6:27 to go. In shotgun, halfback to the left. Calling out adjustments with the snap, hands it off. He's going to find a hole along the left side there, and it's going to be a gain of 5 on the run. And it's going to be 2nd and 5 now at the 31-yard line. They're going to come out in shotgun once again, halfback to the left. With the snap, it's going to be another handoff, and he's going to run right into Kerry Wolf, who looked like he was coming in on a blitz. It'll be a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 at the 30-yard line. And it'll come out in shotgun once again, halfback to the right. You got trips to the right, takes it, fakes the handoff, throws to the right. He's got nothing but green in front of him, and he's able to get a first down, and that's going to be a gain of 15 yards for Lashley. And that'll be another Jade Dragons first down, 1st and 10 now at the 15. Single back formation. They're going to have QB under center on this one. With the snap, it's going to be a handoff. He's going to try to run right up the middle, and he's going to be met by a slew of defenders. That's Liatu Latu, and it looked like Matt Bolden might have been in on that one. It was Matt Bolden and Darius Presley. I couldn't see who that was. Or maybe even Sergio Rainey, it looks like is in there. That's 98, so Sergio Rainey might have been in there. But quick pass, they got it across the middle, and he's going to go down at the 4. He ended up going down, avoiding a hit by Matthew Irwin, our free safety. So it's now 1st and goal at the 4 in shotgun, halfback to the left. Just a shovel pass, and he gets blasted on the line there. And that is Sergio Rainey, who puts a stop to that play for no gain. 2nd and goal now at the 4-yard line. They're going to come out in offset I formation. They're going to go heavy on the right side here. They're going to shift the tight end from right to left. With the snap, they're going to fake the handoff, look to pass, quick pass out to the fullback, and that's going to be a Jade Dragon touchdown. And that will now be a 21-7 Neon Tigers lead. And Nick Scorton was hurt on that extra point attempt, so I don't know if we'll see him back in the game, but here it is. After that touchdown, it's 21-7. Neon Tigers with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They're going to call an audible at the line. Brighton's going to go under center now. Curry in the backfield, takes the snap, looks to pass. Quick throw, that's going to be caught by rookie Ben Morton. He's going to make a few misses, and he gets leveled at the first down marker. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line. Brighton's going to come out again, single back formation, under center. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who makes a move, and he's able to get forward for a gain of about 5 on the play. It will be brought down at the 41-yard line, so it'll now be 2nd and 5. Going to come out in shotgun. You got Curry now to the left of Brighton. Or sorry, that's Winters. He's going to fake the handoff to Winters and keep it himself, and he's going to go down, but there's going to be a flag on the play, so that's probably going to come back. And it's going to be an illegal block in the back. And that's going to be against wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr., so that's going to pull him back, and it's going to now be a 2nd and 12 at the 34-yard line. Brian's going to be in shotgun this time with the snap, looking to pass, clean pocket, gets it off, and it's going to be caught by Ben Morton at the first down marker, and it's going to be another first down for our Neon Tigers. The 1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line, up by 14, Brighton under center. It's going to be Curry in the backfield. Hands it off to Curry, who tries to run up the middle, and he's going to get stopped for no gain on the play. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 47. Brighton once again in shotgun. It's got Curry to his right. Takes a snap, looking to pass, gets it, and it's going to be caught by Morton, but then he's going to drop it. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 after that incomplete pass. Brighton calling out adjustments at the line with the snap, looking to pass. He's got a receiver in line. That's going to be wide receiver Hugh Fry with the reception, and another Neon Tigers first down. And Fry making plays when it matters to keep us moving here. In the waning seconds of the 3rd quarter, we'll probably be able to have enough time to get one more play off. So it's 1st and 10 now at the 37. Brighton in shotgun, takes a snap, looking to pass. He's going to throw across the middle to an open wide receiver, and that's going to be Ben Morton all the way down to the 1-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 1. So at the end of 3, the Neon Tigers are knocking on the door, and they currently have a 21-7 lead here at home over the Shanghai Jade Dragons. So here we go to start the 4th now. It's 1st and goal for the Neon Tigers at the 1-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Got Levi Winters to his left. Takes a snap, hands it off to Winters, who's going to bowl his way forward. He's going to get in, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown. And that will now be a 28-7 lead over the Jade Dragons here at home. So we had back-to-back scoring drives by both teams. We got a 28-7 game and a great return there on the kickoff by the Jade Dragons all the way up to the 50-yard line. So best field position of the game for them to start. 1st and 10 at midfield, under center, single back formation, dropping back to pass, gets a throw to the left side. It's going to be caught. Kerry Wolf with his 8th tackle on the game brings him down for a gain of 6 on a play. It'll now be 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line. In shotgun, low pass to the left. He's able to reel it in, and he's going to get tackled from behind. And that's Nick Scorton, who's back into the game from injury, and he's going to get a sack when it matters the most. And it's now a 3rd and 11 here at the 49-yard line to knock him out of field goal range. They're going to go call an audible at the line. They're going to be in a shotgun formation. They got a halfback to the left with the snap. We're going to send a blitzer. We don't quite get to him. It's going to fall incomplete, though, and it's going to be a 4th and 11, and that will be a Jade Dragons punt. And no, they're going to go for it. It's the 4th quarter. They're down by a bunch, and they say, let's go for it at midfield. So here we go, 4th and 11 at the 49 in shotgun with the snap. We only send 4. We drop 8 or 7 into coverage. We're going to sail a pass, and it's going to be caught. And they're going to catch it on the sidelines at the 26-yard line. That's going to be a Jade Dragons first down. 1st and 10 now, knocking on the door of the red zone. And they're looking to try to make a game out of this after all. They take the snap. They get the pass off. We got an open receiver there, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 on a play. And it's now 2nd and 4 at the 20. That was a great job there. It looked like that was Jamal Cameron on the tackle there. Carrington Valentine. Didn't see whether it was 29 or 24, but they're going to get that pass. Open receiver. That's going to be Kerry Wolf and Sean Colbert on the tackle there. But it's still not going to be until they get a first down. So 1st and 10 now at the 12. They're able to get a first down without a touchdown, so they possibly have 8 attempts here. And as he's hit on the throw, it's going to sail out of bounds, incomplete. And that's going to be 2nd and 10 now. And now it's Angelo Corona rolling around that corner on that attempted sack there. With the snap, looking to pass. He's got time. He's going to scramble to the left, throws it to an open receiver, and that's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. That tackle was by free safety Matthew Irwin. And it's now going to be 3rd and 7 at the 9 in shotgun, halfback to the left. 3 wide at the top of your screen, takes a snap. We only sent 4, and we almost get to him, but he's going to get it out, and that's going to be another Jade Dragon touchdown. And that's going to cut our lead down to 14, and it's now a 28-14 Neon Tigers lead. And so after forcing the Neon Tigers to punt on that last drive, it's now 1st and 10 for the Jade Dragons, down by 14 at their own 21. They fake the handoff. He's going to scramble left. He throws it on the run. He's got a receiver, and it's going to be intercepted. Unbelievable. What a grab there by Matthew Irwin, our free safety. And it looked like it was going to be a possible touchdown, but he's able to snatch it right out of his hands and out of the air. And it's now going to be 1st and 10, Neon Tigers. So here we go. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line of the Jade Dragons. Brighton under center. Winters to his right. Hands it off to Winters, who tries to run up the middle, and he's going to go down, and there's a flag on the play. So that's probably going to come back with another hold. It is. So that's going to push us back to the 49-yard line. That's now going to be a 1st and 19. Brian's going to be in shotgun this time. Winters to his right. Takes a snap, hands it off to Winters, who roams right up the middle, and he's got some room, and he's able to get a gain of 10 on the play. And it's now 2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line. Winters is in there to the left of Brighton this time. Brighton in shotgun with the snap. Clean pocket. Screenplay set up, and Winters has blockers, and he's going to go down after a gain of 7 on the play, about 7. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 now at the 35-yard line. Brighton with the snap, looking, he's got time, throws it across the middle, and that's going to be caught by Ben Morton for another first down for the Neon Tigers. And it's now 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 18-yard line, and we're knocking on the door to try to close this chance of a comeback by the Shanghai Jade Dragons. Brian fakes the handoff, throws it. He's got a connection. That's going to be Brian Thomas down to the 1-yard line, out of bounds, 1st and goal. Going to come out in shotgun this time. Curry in the backfield. Brighton waiting for the snap. Has it. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to try to bowl his way forward, but he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it'll now be 2nd and goal at the 1. A touchdown here will pretty much put the nail in the coffin. 5.5 to go. They're going to hand it off to Curry again, who this time gets in, and that's his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that's going to be the nail in the coffin the Neon Tigers needed. And it's now a 35-14 Neon Tigers lead. All right, so after the Neon Tigers touchdown, 5:28 to go here in this game. 1st and 10 for the Jade Dragons at their own 21. I formation. They hand it off, and he's going to get lit up in the backfield, and he's going to get stopped for a loss of 2 by Matt Bolden, with another tackle for a loss. So now it's 2nd and 12 at the 19. They do still have a small chance of a comeback here, but they need to get a touchdown here. Another turnover here, and this game is over. He's going to scramble his way forward. He's going to see some room. He's going to scramble. That's going to be a heck of a gain. That's going to be about 19 yards on the scramble by the QB, trying to keep this drive alive. 1st and 10 now at the 38-yard line. Going to come out in shotgun, halfback to the left. We're going to put 5 up on the line. We're only going to send 4, drop a 7 into coverage. It's going to be intended for a receiver who had it in his hands and drops it. And that's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 now at the 38-yard line. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the game. Under center with the snap. We send 4, and it's going to be caught and then tackled. And that's going to be Matthew Irwin on the stop after a gain of 3 to bring up a 3rd and 7 at the 41-yard line. This is 2 down territory. They're going to go for it here. So there's going to be called, and it's going to get stopped, and he's going to get leveled on the play. What a hit by Cameron Peters. And it's going to be 4th and 2 now. And let's see what happens with the Jade Dragons. They're at the 46. They take the snap. We only send 4. He's run out to his right. He's going to overthrow it incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And the Neon Tigers defense holds and gives the ball back to our offense with a 35-14 lead here in the 4th quarter. So here we go now. 3:19 left to go. 1st and 10 at the Jade Dragons 46-yard line. Right in shotgun. Got Curry in the backfield. Takes it. Throws it out quick. He's got blockers, and that's going to be Hugh Fry, who breaks a tackle, and he's going to get down to the 29-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 17 yards. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 29-yard line. They're going to come out in offset I formation. Brighton under center. With the snap, he's going to hand it off to Curry, who makes a move, makes a man miss, and he's going to finally go down after a gain of about 11. And it's now going to be 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. And that's probably going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. And it does. So at the 2-minute warning, it's Neon Tigers 35 and the Jade Dragons 14. So here we go now, top the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 at the 18. Brighton's going to be under center, single back formation. Curry in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to run his way right up the middle, and he's got nothing but green, and that's his 3rd touchdown of the game. And this one is completely shut down for any chance of comeback, and that's now a 42-14 lead for our Neon Tigers here at home. What a game here by the Neon Tigers. Just a complete blowout here at home. That's 2 home games where they've completely blown out the opposition, and they just had no chance. And the Neon Tigers close out the night with another commanding performance and another statement win inside the Neon Den. Final score, Tokyo 42, Shanghai 14. A complete effort in all 3 phases and a victory that cements the Tigers at the top of the East Division. Javon Brighton once again controlled the game with efficiency, poise, and in total command of the offense. The run game finally found rhythm towards the end of the half. Delonte Curry got in for 3 touchdowns, and the receivers created separation with the offensive line setting the tone from the opening drive to the final whistle. Defensively, Tokyo was relentless. Pressure passe, bookend busters collapsed the edges. No fly zone erased the perimeter, and the Tigers forced Shanghai into mistake after mistake as the game slipped away. This wasn't just a divisional win. This was a message that the Neon era is here, it's real, and it's only getting stronger. With this victory, the Neon Tigers improved to 5-0, undefeated through the first month of the season and firmly in control of the East Division. Next week, the journey continues, but tonight, Neon Nation celebrates another dominant performance from their expansion franchise. Final score once again, Tokyo 42, Shanghai 14. The Neon era rolls on. Look at the stats of the game. Javon Brighton was 27 of 33 for 366 yards and no touchdowns. All the touchdowns were on the ground this game. For rushing, Delonte Curry had 14 carries for 67 yards and 3 touchdowns. Levi Winters had 6 carries for 17 yards and 2 touchdowns. For receiving, Ben Morton, 8 receptions, 119 yards. And Brian Thomas Jr., 5 receptions for 98 yards. And Hugh Fry, 5 receptions for 70 yards. And Abdul Madden had one of his quietest games of the season with only 4 receptions for 33 yards. Levi Winters also added 3 receptions for 25 yards. And then Cam Branch added in a reception for 5, and Delonte Curry had 1 reception for 16. For our defense, our leading tackler was Kerry Wolf. Leader in assists was also Kerry Wolf, who also led with total tackles of 16. Darius Presley had 3 tackles for a loss. Our sack leader was Nick Scorton with 2 sacks. Drew Bryant had 1, and Liatu Latu and Darius Presley each shared a sack. We had 1 interception by Matthew Irwin, who returned it for 22 yards. We had a couple pass deflections here, 2 by Carrington Valentine and 1 each by Nick Scorton, Drew Bryant, and Nate Wiggins. We had Darius Presley forced a fumble, and then Nick Scorton recovered a fumble. And that was the stats for this game. All right, and in that game, Delonte Curry does get a skill point upgrade from his 3 touchdowns. We're going to upgrade his elusive back. That boosts him up to a 92 overall with the +4 to morale. That's going to give him +3 to spin move and +1 to juke move, injury, carrying, and break tackle. What a night for the Neon Tigers. 2 games, 2 dominant wins, and a message sent to the entire nation's football league. Tokyo opened the episode on the road in Oklahoma City and delivered one of the most explosive performances of the Neon era, a 69-24 dismantling of the Tornado Wranglers. The offense was unstoppable, the defense was relentless, and the Tigers walked out with their 4th straight victory. Then, under the bright lights of the Neon Den, in front of Neon Nation, Tokyo stepped into their first ever divisional matchup and rose to the moment. Final score, Tokyo 42, Shanghai 14. A complete performance in all 3 phases and a win that cements the Tigers as the team to beat in the East Division. With the sweep tonight, the Neon Tigers improved to 5-0, standing alone at the top of the Eastern Division. A perfect start, a perfect record, and a franchise that continues to exceed every expectation. Meanwhile, the Shanghai Jade Dragons fall to 1-4, remaining at the bottom of the division as the gap between Tokyo and the rest of the East continues to widen. But the journey doesn't slow down, because next episode, the Neon Tigers hit the road for 2 straight games, and it's going to be one of their toughest travel stretches of the season. First, Tokyo heads south, going to the land down under for their first divisional road game against the Sydney Surf Guardians, a team built on speed, spacing, and home field chaos. A long flight, a hostile crowd, and a divisional opponent fighting to stay alive. Then, the Tigers return to the States for a showdown in the Windy City with the Chicago Windforge Golems, a team known for their bruising blue-collar style and fresh off of a couple gritty wins recently, seeing what happens this previous week. But that's going to be 2 games on 2 continents and 2 very different challenges. And the undefeated Neon Tigers will have to bring their best to keep the Neon era burning bright. Thank you for joining us for another chapter of the Neon era. 2 wins, 5-0, and a franchise that continues to rise faster than anyone imagined. The road ahead only gets tougher, but this team has shown time and time again they're built for the moment. From Neon Nation to fans around the world, this is just the beginning. If you're enjoying the rise of the Neon Tigers, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and join the channel nights to support the nation's Football League universe. Your support fuels the Neon era. And as always, light it up, and I'll see you on the next episode. From the heart of the nation's Football League, thank you for being part of the Neon era.